Hello, hello, good afternoon, wherever you are out in the world. Good to see you. I'm Gary Big Spud, and we are going to make something today. Come in, settle down, good to see you. If you're over on YouTube, say hello. If you're over on Twitch, say hello. Streaming on both. I'm sure you can go and find me on the platform of your choice. Testing out a few new things today. We've got, what have we got that's different? We've got a new chat gadget, which, as you can see, has some weird phrases in. So hoping that refreshes as and when you come in. Let's just have a quick look around, check everything's behaving itself. Excellent. Well, what's on today? Ooh, we are in white heat territory. If you're new here, I've been more or less working my way through white heat, and as the sun is out today, got a window right above me, plenty of sun. I thought we'd do something a little bit sunny, a nice fun dessert. That is Marco's mango tart. Let me put this other camera on for you so you can see what I'm doing. Describes it as hot mango tart. Inspired by tart tatin. Yeah, sorry, I paused there because I've been reading this recipe over and over, and a big chunk of it doesn't make any sense to me. So it's fairly straightforward as things go, but just thought of something. Oh no, it is public. Oh good. I realised I was testing something before and I thought, oh, is this gone on a private stream while I was testing some chat gadgets? So what was I saying? Yeah, so he's got the idea from a tart tatin. Tart tatin, if you know, is a layer of pastry, usually in a frying pan. You fry some apples, pastry on top, bake it like that, invert it. You've got a self-saucing pudding, right? Doesn't do that here, even though he says it's inspired by tart tatin. The strange thing is here, right, is we get a sheet of pastry, we layer on mangoes, slices of mango, and then put that, I'm sure I'm reading it wrong, but essentially you take raw mango on top of raw pastry and just bake it in the oven like that for 8 to 10 minutes. There is no way that pastry is going to be cooked underneath fruit for 8 to 10 minutes. I don't understand it. If you did it in the traditional tart tatin way, where you had it in a pan and then inverted it, baked it in the oven, I could see that working, but you can't put raw pastry underneath fruit and then bake it for 8 to 10 minutes and hope that it works. I don't get it. Anyway, just going to check a few settings, make sure everything's behaving itself. I don't know that it is behaving itself, you know. Well, maybe it is. Okay, good. Just checking everything's behaving as it should. Let's just check another way. Good. Okay, excellent. Well, hello Schlanis, welcome into Twitch. And Sun, good to see you too. And have a lurk while you hoover. Well, I'm glad to be background noise to your hoovering. Or is the hoovering background noise to me? I don't know. I'm going to be here probably an hour, I would imagine, to get this recipe done. But let's give it a go. So, as I said, going to make this Marco Pierre White hot mango tart, and I think I'm going to have to deviate from the recipe because I cannot see it working this way. I would love to be wrong. I don't think I will be in this case. So I'm going to need the appropriate dish to cook it in. And that will mean I'll trim my pastry to size. So let's have a look. If you are just coming in, feel free to say hello. Nice to know you're out there. Feel free to look, that's fine too. It's nice to say hello, know who's out there. So first of all, let's decide what type of, I'm going to find the right dish to bake this in. So if you're new to these streams, you'll know you get a lot of ASMR content, a lot of banging and crashing as I look through my cupboards for the right sort of pan. So I'll be right here. This will be the right one. Oh, disappointingly little banging today. There, okay. Fluted tin, let's pop him on so you can have a look at what I'm doing. Mash that up a little bit. Okay. So, I'm going to do a variety of jobs. I think first of all I'm going to measure out some pastry, cut that to size, and I'm going to blind bake the puff pastry, then add the mango slices back to it. So, let's start with some pastry. So this dish is just over, well, nearly 22 centimetres or 9 inches in old money if you prefer. So that's the size I'm going to cut the puff, well, slight overcut puff pastry sheet to. I cannot be bothered to make puff pastry today, so I bought one. So let's start that. Challenge number one. Open the bag. Push that bit bigger. Push that to the 10-inch or 25 centimetre line. That's more or less what we'll cut off. I'm going to let it overhang, so I'm not too concerned about getting this just right. I do like it that these things come with their own grease-proof paper these days. It's a great idea. Mark that there. That should do. That's come away. Save those off cuts for something else later in the week. I'll do that in a minute when I've got a bit of time. Take off some of that excess paper. Discard. Just going to nestle that in. So just store-bought puff pastry here, just nestling into a fluted tin. Heather over at the House of Oz, nice to see you. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Testing a new chat gadget today, as you can probably see. Multiple people popping up in the chat window for you to, so you can see when I'm talking to YouTube, when I'm talking to Twitch. Sometimes it can be a bit confusing when I'm going cross-stream. Didn't expect to see you, Heather. Wasn't sure how the time difference is working with us. Thanks for popping in. Right, I'm just going to give this a stab all over with a fork because I don't want it to rise necessarily. And these little holes are just going to allow the pastry to breathe and sweat. Always a very enjoyable job, this one. There we go. Just forked all over. Put that in the oven for say 10 minutes. I'm not going to bother with baking beans. I'll let it rise a little bit, but not too much. So let's put that on a tray just to make getting it in and out slightly easier. That's in there. Not going to bother glazing it or anything. Straight in the oven. Let's play a game. Someone can remind me in 10 minutes to get that out. And if you don't, it's your fault. Right, put the excess pastry back in the oven. Now, a couple of other jobs to do. Make a little mango glaze. And I'm going to slice mangoes as well to make the actual fruit filling. Away for now. Some jam tarts in the week. I suppose what you're saying there, you couldn't sleep. Son decided to make pickled eggs. We were talking about pickled eggs a couple of streams ago, weren't we? We had my good mate Adam Garrett in, who's a bit of a fan. So I'm just peeling the mango there. This one is going to make a glaze, so it can be quite messy really. So I'm just going to pop this in a pan behind me when it's done. I've also got an orange. It's seen better days, so I'm going to chuck that in there as well. Orange mango. Yes, Adam, you did just hear your name. Pickled eggs, and you appear. What are the chances? I was saying, we were talking about pickled eggs a few streams ago, I think, and you were here. If you don't already, guys, go follow Adam Garrett. Lovely guy, and makes great content, particularly for budget-friendly meals. Pretty much not what I do. Although, Adam, I was talking to you earlier today about, one second. I was talking to you earlier today about having meals that are struggle meals, but a little bit raised, a little bit elevated. And I think that's really close to the sort of thing you do, and I think that we could possibly work together on that. I meant to mention it earlier, but I was busy getting set up for this live stream. I'm not taking my time with this, by the way, if it's not obvious, because this is all going in a pan to be sort of turned into a syrup. Got a batch on the go of pickled eggs. You lunatic. So I just fill in a pan there, bits and bobs of mango, just roughly broken it up, just to allow it to break down. stones in there, leaving that as is. Oh, I'm not a fan of chopping up mango just because it makes such a mess, sticky mess. And I mean, the smell's great, don't get me wrong, I always love the end product, but just working with it is, whoa. Let's wash my hands. Seen a recipe of pickled eggs in tomato juice? That is a new one on me, mate. That is a new one on me. Love it. Right. I need to add some stuff to this. Some sugar, essentially. And wants me to do some stock syrup, but I'm going to use liquid glucose instead because I'm incredibly lazy. I can't be bothered to do that. So let's add a bit of sugar into that. I don't even need a lot of sugar. This is quite a sweet tasting mango. Yeah, I'm not going to add much more than that. Now a small amount of water. Again, I'm going quite off script with this one because there's a lot of this recipe I don't think makes any sense. So I'm just going to leave this to simmer behind me. Oh, I was going to add my orange as well, which I peeled for something else earlier in the week. A bit of orange in there is not going to hurt. So I'm just going to get that to simmer. And we'll just use that as a glaze near the end. Right, that's going. Don't need this anymore. Put that away. We've got a pastry in the oven. We've got a glaze going. I'm just going to slice some mango pieces now. That's the actual decorative part. I just think about where to stash those so that they're easy to use. Anyone in there that uses mangoes a lot, are they okay if you just leave them out? You know, what I mean is, like with apple slices, they go brown. Mango doesn't do anything like that, does it? I don't think I've ever left mango out before. And by leaving it, I mean like 10 minutes while we do everything else. Because I just want to do that now while I've got some time. It'll be okay just sat there for 10-20 minutes while I do everything else, right? Right. Just going to rinse this off quickly so it's not quite as sticky. Adam says it will be alright, so that means if it goes wrong I'm blaming you, mate, alright? No, I think you're right too. I think the high sugar content is probably going to protect them. Just get something. Heather says, are fruit and vegetables in the UK expensive at the moment? I haven't noticed, but I'm going to defer to Adam on this, who I know loves to look at the budgets of recipes. I don't think fruit and vegetables are notably more expensive yet. Meat is, I would say, more expensive than it was a year ago. Not necessarily fruit and vegetables. Adam, what do you think? Change your mind. Put them on a board. Yeah, quite a lot of meat, I would say, feels a bit more expensive at the moment. derivative to the cost of grain, I would say. Are you saying that because it's notably so where you are, House of Oz? You're Northern Australia, aren't you? Oh, excuse me. Depends where you shop, yeah. So you haven't spotted any major hikes? No, I don't think I have either, but just getting a wider view than just a sample of one. Price gouging everything. Yeah, we're sort of a yin-yang of lucky, not lucky here, where there's quite aggressive pricing in our supermarkets. They're very much in competition with each other. So for example, over Easter there were specials on the veg, weren't they, where they were 15p for like bags of carrots, which was a special like Easter loss leader, and they do the same at Christmas as well, which you can see as a cynical loss leader, but you know, let's be nice and say it's so that everyone can enjoy a nice Easter banquet as well. Adam, what will happen is a closure of Hormuz? Yes, it's hard to see what's going to happen from that. It's just such a big event. Don't want to get too deep on a Sunday afternoon making some mangoes, but yeah, it's hard to ignore, isn't it? I'm just cutting thinnish slices of mango that I'm going to layer into this tart shortly. And a couple have come out as halves. That's okay, because the layering of it means we're not going to need it. I'm going to try that bit actually. Really good. So, I note it has been 10 minutes and no one has told me that it's been 10 minutes. So let's have a look at the pastry, see how that's getting on. Now, it's something I'm not amazing at preparing is mango. I don't really know how to prepare it properly. I just kind of hack at it until I'm happy with it. So Adam, you're saying you think M&S has become more reasonably priced. Yeah, I think what's happening there, for those of you who don't know, M&S is regarded as probably a small premium supermarket in the UK, but I think the other chains have jumped up to meet it. I think M&S have kept their prices consistent. And that's what's happened there. So my pastry there has risen up quite a lot. 10 minutes is up, thank you Heather, perfect timing. Pastry's there, it has risen more than I expected, but that's okay. Got some nice layering. This is M&S pastry actually, Adam, funnily enough, and M&S mangoes, just because I was passing one a day or two ago. Right, I'm just going to give that mango mixture a mash. Looking to make a syrup out of that. It's going to glaze it. Aeroplane jelly, Mr. Matt. What's on the menu? A bit late. No, not at all. How long have I been going? Apparently just half an hour, but we're taking it easy. We're not rushing anything. We're making a mango tart. The pastry, which I didn't make, it's just been blind baked. That's there. Been slicing up some mango. The bit I didn't tell you about actually is a pineapple sorbet, but we'll come back to that. I've already done that. Sort of, but it'll be a proper test of this gadget over here, which if you were on last week, you'll know I got for the first time. Right, so any more mango? Love a sorbet. I do too. And you know, that's what the cream is doing over there. It's going to hopefully generate a sorbet for us. I should have bought another mango. Or I should have used half the mango in that glaze so I had more fruit for the tart itself. I think. So I'm just going to sliver off chunks now, and they will go on the base so no one will ever see them. And now my fingers are getting too slippy, so I'm definitely going to have an accident. So enjoy that blooper. Yeah. Yeah. Right, that is it. I'm not getting any more out of that. Leave that there. So I'm going to put these on top to make sure they go in the middle. I'm just allowing that pastry case to cool. So Aeroplane Jelly, House of Oz, you are Aeroplane Jelly, correct me if I'm wrong, you're in Australia, right? So we've got Australian contingent out there in chat today. Good to see you both. And you've got Adam's sister out in Australia. Big in Australia. Let's have a drink. So, let's feel that. Mint Cornetto, good to see you. I would love a coffee right now. The coffee I'm not on right now. I'm on a Fever Tree Cola. And a slice of mango. Well, hopefully it turns out good. I think I've got the mango ratio a bit wrong. I want this to cool down a little bit more before I start layering up. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. North Queensland, yeah. As you missed it, just got pieces of mango and orange and water and sugar, just turning into a syrupy glaze over there. I'm just going to give that a bash with a fork. Give me a sec. Nice. A few chats in there. A few months ago I made a mango, lime zest, garlic, ginger, sweet paprika, kaffir lumleys, habanero chili, fermented hot sauce. Wow, that's a lot going on. That sounds great. That sounds great. Queensland, Australia, and Perth represent. Adam's about 3 cans deep of Carlsberg. Mate, it's only 3 o'clock on a Sunday. Chill out, mate. Stick Netflix on in a bit. You do you. Yes, amchur powder. Yes, good stuff. And that sort of bitter, tangy, sweet, very hard to replicate powder in any other flavour, I would say. There is Perth in the UK, yes. But I think most people would think of the Australia Perth before they think of the Scotland Perth, unless you came from there. I would anyway. Regional bias creeping in, I'm sure. How's this temperature wise? That feels alright. Let's give that a rinse off. Stick that there. Cato! Welcome in. Oh, chat is full of amazing people today. Good to see you all, guys. Thank you for dropping by. As always, I'm interested in what you've been up to in terms of the kitchen. What will you be cooking today, eating today? Have you got a roast on? Can you not be bothered? Are you going around someone else's house? Are you just having a tin of beans? I don't mind. I'm interested. And a little bit nosy. Oh, Adam, you've heard that theory about Apple not allowing their products. So this goes all the way back to 24. Remember that series with Kiefer Sutherland? And I remember in the early days of internet forums, people saying, oh, these people, the goodies have got PCs and the baddies have got Apple. And that theory broke because one of the goodies had an Apple device. But by the end, they turned out to be a baddie. So it did hold up in the end. I remember that well. But yeah, it's a great way to watch a program if you're not enjoying it. Matt, you have a dehydrator? Yes, you can make some. If you have any Indian markets, people specialising in that sort of area, it's an absolute staple in Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Gujarati cuisines. If you've got any markets or shops that cater for those audiences, check there, or of course online. Made a meatloaf burger, excellent. She was on the wine and beer yesterday. Seen all 8 seasons of 24 plus a movie in the box set. I haven't seen it in years. I watched maybe the first 5 seasons. Oh, look who we've got. Mrs. Handy's in. Ah, amazing. Great to see you. And you're treating Sunday properly. You've got a gammon joint with roasties and cauliflower cheese. You win Sunday. Well done. Well done. Okay. What else we got? For All Mankind. Yes. I've just been watching All Mankind. I'm just on the latest season. I'm really enjoying that. I don't know why it's not talked about more in Cornetto. I really like that show. Right, let's start layering up this tart. What's this syrup doing? That's not far off there, I reckon. The clock count gets old. See, it was never meant to be binged 24, was it? That's the problem. It was designed to be consumed weekly. But I would say it was one of the first shows that got binged. You know, it was at the start of the DVD box set era. So what am I doing here? I'm trying to find the manky bits slices of mango and put them at the base of the pie, tart. And then I'm going to put the prettier whole slices on top. This is the plan. I suspect it's not going to work out that way. Because I need, somehow I've got to get it looking like Marco's. I don't think that's going to happen. Welcoming those of you that have just come in. Do you know what? It was a slow start of this chat, this stream. There was no one there for about 10 minutes. I thought I'd be by myself all afternoon. Spielberg's disclosure. I'd forgotten all about that, Adam. Yes, I'd forgotten about that. That trailer dropped. I don't know. Was it the Super Bowl or something like that? Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Spielberg. We grew up at the right time for Spielberg, didn't we? So he's a bit of a, you know, he created the films of our youth. That's not too bad. You know, fussy prettiness is not usually my style, but that'll do. Is it warm enough to hold up? Yeah. It'll do. It'll do. Favourite character in 24? I really like the actual president. Dennis Haysbert? Or was he corrupt to the end? It's been so long since I've watched it, I can't remember. I like him in everything. He's great. Dennis Haysbert. Right, that's more or less ready to go. This is what we were aiming for, as a reminder. So, not too bad, not too bad. I think I could have done with at least another half a mango. Just build up that mango flavour. We'll still get the idea. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Heather. Let's have a look at our syrup. Not that covered, this one. Some mush. It's starting to super caramelise now, so I really need to keep an eye on it. Oh yeah, it's really patchy around the edges. Big mango stone in there, my pieces of orange. The mango pulp has broken right down. So I'm going to add a couple of ingredients to this. One might not be here, it might be in the garage outside, so I might have to leave it for a sec. Hang on. One ingredient I definitely have in here. Because it's a Marco recipe, it's got to have butter in it. I noticed the Qantas in the profile picture. I probably did. I couldn't remember what it was that tipped me off. Did you post videos about being like working on the airlines as well? Is that right? I remember that right? Anyway. How much? Because I'm just chucking in random amounts of butter. That much butter is how much we're having today. Whatever that is. Yeah, apparently that sugar is really starting to catch. If I hadn't taken it off the heat just then, I think we would have had quite a thing on our... So, it also recommends a little shot of rum. I might have some in the cupboard. Hang on. I'm here. I'm just looking in the cupboard. Pretty sure I do have some rum outside. I don't have it very often, but for cooking or cocktails. I've got some Cointreau, so I've got a little slug of Cointreau in there. Just like a teaspoon, tablespoonful. I think that could be fun. I'm just going to stir that through. Cointreau, yes. Always handy to have a bottle around, I find, for making desserts. I usually have it in my Christmas pudding. I made that on a live stream a couple of years back. The Heston Blumenthal Hidden Orange Christmas pudding. I make it every year now. I think I've got some in the cupboard from last Christmas. Because Christmas pudding is one of those foods that doesn't ever go off. So this is just making a glaze for us. Oh, it's got some horrendously sticky bits at the bottom of the pan that are going to be lots of fun to try and clean up later. Oh, tickly nose. Brain of the Rain, welcome in. Brain of the Frame, I'm very sorry, Brain of the Frame. What are your thoughts on Marco's BBC Maestro series? Well, that series is the reason that I do loads of Marco recipes. It's the truth of it. Just getting a sieve, and bowl. No, I'm going to use this one actually. Let me explain. Oh, the chat's going mad. My friends said, you should watch these Marco Pierre White videos. And got me onto the Maestro series, and I started watching them, and they were quite hypnotic. This is back when it was behind the Maestro paywall. And yeah, super hypnotic stuff, really bizarre. And then I started making videos about it, and that's really what helped my channel get a little kickstart. And I'm still doing them. All these Maestro. They are bizarre at first, and I've got loads of videos over on my YouTube channel about them. Where are you from? Brain of the Frame. So you're on my YouTube channel, so yeah. There's loads of Marco content there that you can go and check, where I talk about this stuff, talk about reviewing the course itself, his vegetarian course, what I recommend. At first I was making fun of them, but actually the closer I listened, the more I thought, actually, yeah, there's good stuff in here. And I would say genuinely, in some ways, changed some of the ways that I cooked, some of the methods that I used, transformed. Again, got videos about all this. So there's been a bunch of comments, let's get to them. Matt also loves Marco's series, it's your choice. And with a Norse stock pot, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, about a year ago, I did an interview with a really cool guy called Kieran, who made a documentary, a radio podcast about Marco Pierre White. And he noticed my videos, and we had a lot of fun with it. In fact, at the end of the interview, he said, let's have a quote off, and we just kept reciting Marco Pierre White quotes at each other. It's good fun. Inconetto says, duck à l'orange for Cointreau. Crêpe Suzette. Yeah, nice retro dessert. That's a dessert that deserves to come back, especially performed tableside in a classic 70s way. What else we got? Adam says, did my grandparents ever hide £1 in the Christmas pudding? Got a £5 one year. He'd probably been on the Cointreau. That's probably what had happened, Adam. So just pushing this pulp through a sieve. I'm going to make my dishwasher work harder later. What that's doing is making a lovely syrupy glaze at the bottom, just to amplify the mango flavour. So the sort of thing Heston is really keen on is you flavour the thing with more of the thing, if that makes sense. So we're flavouring mangoes with mangoes. Matt says, the comments of the video, Marco looks so sad and guilty advertising Knorr. I don't think he does. I tell you what, you can't break him. He's been asked years and years later in interviews about the Knorr thing, and he always replies completely straight-faced with, oh yeah, I use them all the time, yeah. Even though surely his contract has long expired. Again, I've done videos on the Knorr series, particularly the carbonara and the rice and pea. That one's really funny. It's literally rice and peas with a chicken leg. It's just a terrible, terrible recipe. I would actually say, so in the past year, the BBC Maestro YouTube channel has started posting whole videos from the Maestro series, and I would say them posting more videos has directly led to me having less views, because people are getting their Marco content fixes over there. It's interesting. Slightly sour grapes, don't worry about it. What else we got? Marco season of Hell's Kitchen with Aussie celebs. I don't think I saw that one. I don't think I've seen that one. He's in the UK Hell's Kitchen, the original series from about 20 years ago. And that's where he kind of reignited his fame. He'd kind of been lost for a generation when he came back. I'll have to find those. Aeroplane jelly, you've rubbed a stock cube on a steak with oil. It works. Again, this is back to the same idea. You're flavouring the thing with the thing itself, right? So you're putting chicken onto a chicken breast or beef stock onto a steak. And concentrate full. It's salt, pepper and other things, right? And if we assume they're nice things, it's good. There's a look into the base of my pan, which is... I thought that would be more difficult, but actually it's like a marmalade. That's not going to come off too bad, actually. Stickiness. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's all the juice I'm going to get out of these mango pulp. I'll show you that in just a sec when I've got somewhere to dump that. Let's put it in that pan, actually. So that's what we're left with. Sort of coulis. Oh, it's good stuff. Now it's rich and it's thick. Yeah. So now we're going to glaze that tart with that. See if we missed anything else. Classic weird directions where it says cook in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes, 5 and 8 minutes into cooking, Moisten the top of the tarts with mango flavour. So I'm not putting that on just yet. Shelley says, have I seen Boiling Point? As in the Gordon Ramsay series. I saw it at the time. I don't think I've seen it since. It is on YouTube. Some guy who I suspect has a connection to a TV archive somewhere has posted the whole thing, hasn't he? It's interesting. Going back as well. So, let me check I haven't missed anything. Sprinkle with a little caster sugar. Well, there's a shocker. I've still got a tiny bit left. I think I've still got a tiny bit left here. Yeah. So, Matt, just talked about you replying to Mint. I don't have an answer for that, but I am testing a new chat gadget, which is all that chat. Which way is that? There. All that chat over there, which is combines the Twitch and YouTube chats together, so you can all see the different conversations. Because I'm live on both services. I'm live on Twitch, I'm live on YouTube, and I can be talking to people on Twitch, and people on YouTube don't know about it, and vice versa. So I've added this gadget, I keep putting it the wrong way, that combines all your chats together, so you can see it. It's probably related to that. But weirdly, I saw that House of Oz had replied to Adam, so I don't know, mate. There might also be individual settings, perhaps, for users that say I'm not allowing people to reply to me. YouTube's weird like that, it puts loads of restrictions on you that you have to disable yourself. It's better combined. I agree, I like it. Twitch didn't allow it till very recently, otherwise I would have done it earlier. They would get shirty about it. But, let's see, right, this is going in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes, so let's do that. Surprised it's gone in the oven actually. I thought that would go under the grill so you can get a nice caramelised top on it. In 5 minutes. Who wants to set a 5-minute timer? Relying on you, chat. So I can glaze that with this stuff. Right. I am going to go and get something from the garage, which is not related to this recipe, but I know I need to do it now. So I'm going to do a quick be right back on. I'll be 30 seconds while I go and get it, because you don't want to hear me rummaging around in the garage for something. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm back, and of course, the minute I leave the room, somebody follows. Dr. Sapirstein, thank you for following. Thank you very much. He's followed us over on Twitch, as I said earlier. I'm streaming them simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube for fun. There we are. There we are indeed. You've come to the right place. What have I got here? This has nothing to do with the recipe we're doing today. I was just making a batch of chocolate ice cream. So that's finished, so I need to decant that into a tub for serving later on. If you're interested, it is a recipe from the wonderful Salt and Straw, America's most iconic ice creams. They're chocolate chip. So let's get that in the tub. Most ice creams you should allow to rest in the freezer for a few hours before using. Let's just rescue that. So yeah, if you missed it, nothing to do with the recipe we're doing today, just something I was doing at the same time. seen Gordon behind bars. No, I don't think I have. Is that like a reality type show? There's always a good time for ice cream. Just got some chocolate there. So show that. Oh, actually, while I stop. Yeah, salt and straws recipes, you can't go wrong. They're all bangers. Chocolate chips in. Layer a bit more on. It's actually got a bit mad. Got distracted, I was looking at the camera. A little bit more. Gordon Ramsay heads to a UK prison, gets the inmates to cook. I might have seen it. Is it quite an old programme? It rings a bell. Maybe I saw it when it first aired. Yeah, it rings a bell now. So I'll always remember, I'm just going to wash my hands. There's a show that never gets talked about anymore, which is F Word, Gordon Ramsay's F Word. Again, I think most of it is probably available on YouTube, or certainly clips of it are. It's a show I've meant to talk about and do a thing about. Because, you know, it was quite a big deal at the time. I once heard someone describe it as the Top Gear of cooking programs, which I think is really accurate. Anyway, my point was, I remember on one of those, this is going to be too full, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, it's way too full. He went to a prison in one of those episodes, which probably inspired that idea. I remember he was so impressed by one of the inmates' chopping skills. He said, when you come out, you've got a job. Which I thought it was very cool of him. Right, did anybody let me know it was 5 minutes? I don't think you did you? Never mind. So we'll get that out, do some glaze, made a mess of that tea towel, so hold that over, pretend I didn't see it. 5 minutes just up now, isn't that convenient? Maybe I've just got good timing for this sort of thing. Glaze, right. Come back to the ice cream in just a second. Nudge him over a bit. A little pad, that's what I need. It's not tall enough. That's better. Get a bit of height on it, so you can see what I'm doing. There we go, just a little bit. Right, a little bit of glaze. Put some on the pastry as well, so that hopefully some of the sugar catches and starts to caramelise. A little bit more. Back in the oven for a few more minutes. I'm going to take it a bit further than he suggests. I want to get a good depth of colour on that. Right, before I put this away, thank you for the timer reminder. I'm going to give this a quick stir. James May eats Gordon shepherd's pie in a boat. I think that was kind of brave of Gordon to constantly put himself up to the test against a celebrity. Didn't always win, of course. Matt, you are spot on. Very nice bunch of people in chat. I'm very, very lucky for my community. You're always turning up. I thought that for a moment I might be here by myself because there was no one for a few minutes. But that's all right. I actually thought I'd left the stream on private by mistake as a test. Right, let's label him up. The blue tape on there. And that is chuck, chuck, chip. That's going to go in the freezer now. It needs to set ideally hard pack for a good 5-6 hours. Someone coughed and sniffed behind the camera. No, no, you will not get Mrs. Spud in front of the camera. No, that's not happening. Right, let's get another glaze on. So I'm just add layers of this glaze, just building up the layers of flavour. You're going to have to get some of these Marco books. So I did a video just about his books, essentially rating his books. I don't think many of them are very good, if I'm honest. If you've been around this channel a while, you know I've got a good friend, Walter Trupp, who also has his own YouTube channel. He was Marco's head chef at Titanic restaurant in the late 90s and early 2000s. And we concur that a lot of the recipes for books are straight up lifted from other places and are definitely not tested at all, because I've found errors in them. And for those of you, I described this at the very beginning of the video, that I think there's an issue with this recipe as well, where essentially he says, get a layer of puff pastry, put mango on it and put it in the oven for 8 minutes. And that puff pastry is never going to cook under a bed of fruit in 8 minutes. That is not tested at all. So, long way around mint of saying, I would recommend, if you want to get one, find a used, because there's lots of them, copy of White Heat 25, which is the 25th anniversary edition. It's much cheaper. It's got a few more stories in it that's interesting. This is the only one worth reading, I would say. It's the only one I would bother with. So there are others. In fact, I've tried to sell them all the rest of them, because I don't need them. You're just Frankie Dettori's Italian Family Cookbook was done with Marco. Yes, him and Marco, great friends. Oh, Matt, those two channels you have name checked there are massive compliments. You have no idea what that means to me. That is a lovely thing to say. Atomic Shrimp, genuinely, present company accepted, my favourite channel on YouTube. Such a nice guy. I love that he defies the algorithm. He just makes whatever he wants to make. Mostly man in a shed type, little weird activities. And yes, I know Jamie at Anti-Chef as well. He's Canadian actually. Does a lot of Marco cookbook recipes. Yeah, Jamie does a lot of stuff that I think, oh, I wish I'd thought of that. And there's a few things that I do, you might spot, that are essentially, let's be nice and say, homages to him. You might be uncharacteristically say they're rip-offs. That's fine too. I've done a few things that he's done because I thought, oh, they are great ideas. His character leaps off the screen. It's great. Really love both those channels. Christian, you're having the Nigella lemon pavlova. I think we talked about this, didn't we? And you were going to do that over Easter. Is that right? So I'm glad, and I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully, I think I said at the time, it's really easy to do, but looks really impressive. And hopefully you found that as well. Let's go and check the mango tart, and then we've got something else to do. So, let's see how it's getting on. I might poke this with something. Get this nice a wash. This is one of those things that Marco's recipes are missing, which is just cook them for 8 to 10 minutes. But what's better is to understand how long you're cooking them for, why. So, you know, cook until golden, that sort of thing. Cook until risen, cook until soft. Now, mangoes are obviously quite tender as you cut them, so I think I'm only heating this up. Anyway, I think that's done, so I'm going to pop this to one side. Proper look for you over there on that camera, so you can have a look. But we need another ingredient to finish this off. A couple of nice comments are coming. You'd never heard of atomic shrimp, just give a follow. So expect a variety of topics, Mint Cornetto, and he will do whatever he wants. And he says it outright several times. And a few things I've done, again, exact homages to what atomic shrimp does. Oh, just turn the oven off. He will go foraging. He will just go for a walk on the beach. He will go and count the stones on a beach. I'm not joking. And makes it interesting. He made something out of tin cans the other day. I can't remember what that was. The other week. He will do wood carving. He will do budget challenges, which are my favourite things, where he goes and tries to spend, I don't know, £5 at Waitrose and makes as many meals as he can. Because that's where he's at. He's most ingenious, I think. But he's a super, super lovely guy. I haven't met him, I should add, but clearly he's a lovely guy. Yeah. What else we got? You made it after her Guinness cake, which was amazing. Pavlov's very different, very good. Yeah, 2 different very good cakes, I would say. Both stupefyingly easy to make. Just dump cakes, you know, put them in, mix them up. Both of them very good, as hopefully you saw in the video. Did I watch his porridge bread? Yes, I did. I did watch his porridge bread. I actually sent it to a friend because he's doing something similar on a YouTube channel. More on that later. Also, Ashens, well, not kind of the cooking content I'm talking about. Ashens, of course, good mates with Barry Lewis, another channel I love very much. So, there's something missing from this mango tart while that just rests, and that's this pineapple sorbet on top. Yes, very good friends of Barry Lewis. So this is literally a tin of pineapple, and I do mean that, a tin of pineapple that I've just dumped in here, and I froze 2 days ago actually, but you need to freeze it for 24 hours. And then we can blitz it into a sorbet using the Ninja Creamy. I've not tried this before. It might be horrendous. It might not work. I don't know. I also might make a mistake. What I do know, from my very, very brief testing, is it makes a lot of noise. I might even need to mute the stream. It makes that much noise. You guys seen the Barry doing live streams? Yes, he did a couple in the last few weeks. He's been doing ones where he just like gets on with his regular weekly videos, but you can watch it. So he doesn't have a lot of interaction. That's by design. But he's just, you know, people are watching it. So fair play to him. And what else? Yeah, and then yeah, he's doing real actual live streams. I saw he did did he do a Q&A or something? Yes, I was busy when he sent it. Yeah. Let's check before I put this on. Pina colada time. It's very close, isn't it? Just need a little bit of mint. That's all I need. Yeah. So mango tart's done. I'm going to try this now. It's going to make a ton of noise, and I apologise for it in advance. I might mute the stream. I'm very tempted to. I might do, I don't know, do a dance. It takes literally 2 minutes. We'll see the timer in a second. Let's set it up. So I've got a full jar. Oh, this one. I've got a full jar. And I turn the thing to sorbet. And then I'm pressing start. So I am going to mute it because I don't want to damage all you guys' delicate ears. So I'm going to mute the stream just while that goes on. It should take literally 2 minutes, in which time I could dance or something. Let's find out. Is that muted? I don't think it's muted. No? Oh, my mute button stopped working. That's interesting. Oh, that's been going at the same time. That's interesting. Are you supposed to mute? Oh well. I'm going to mute and walk away, I think. 4 minutes. Is that bad? That's not too bad. If you say it's okay, good. I'm standing a little way away from it. It's very loud. You don't want to be in the kitchen at the same time as it. 3 minutes, it says now, 3 minutes. So they're getting close, it's got power, yeah. So essentially, Heather, it's a little like blender, and this blade is going to go down into that in a moment. Turn that off. We've all got one of them. I know, but it's not very fair on me. So it's got a blade that's descending. Move this guy over there. It's not to break anything, so you see what's going on. Can't really see much, can you? We're over halfway. I can talk more about this in a minute. I'm literally shouting over the top of this device. What about as loud as a vacuum cleaner? Very hard to have a conversation. So, it's at a decent volume now. I don't know if you can tell that on stream, but it was like deafening, and now it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. So that blade has descended, and it's chopped up all that frozen pineapple. So it's literally a tin of pineapple, opened it, dumped it in, that's been frozen. And we're ready to go. It is also the only Ninja device I've found that doesn't make the noise. You know the noise? It doesn't do it. Oh, it's just started raining outside. So let's have a look. Let's show you what we've got. We survived. Yes, oh, it goes that way, doesn't it? So, get this strange texture, this kind of clumpy, powdery texture, which is totally normal. You can do a thing called a respin on it to stop it doing that. But look at the texture of that. If you can tell, it sort of compresses down. Let's give it a try. So the texture is excellent. I would actually say it's not quite sweet enough, but we made quite a sweet dessert, so I think we're going to be okay. So that was literally a tin of pineapples. I think it was in syrup. If it wasn't, it was in juice. I could go and check the receipt, but I would recommend getting... and I bought tins of peaches as well, so I'm going to try peach sorbet today or tomorrow. Same thing, just dump it in, and then you spin it when you're ready to eat. It's just the noise is the only thing. Mint is interested in those. Yes, hot summer we've been praying for. We're getting the whispers of it, aren't we? Sort of hinting that it might be coming. But yeah, that's it. That's literally... it is more of a frozen dessert maker than it is an ice cream maker. I have a proper ice cream machine, which is where the chocolate ice cream came from. And then we've got this, literally a tin of pineapples blended up. I'm going to do a full review of it at some point over the next 3 to 4 weeks, mint cornetto, so hopefully you'll be ready for that. But yeah, more on that as we get to it. I just want to show you guys something. Where's the button for it? Here. So this is the blade. Just a skinny little blade that just chops up whatever's in there. What's there? Right. Let's get serving. Let's get that out of there. Oh, a little crumb of something's just flown onto it. There we go. Let's move this because this looks a bit tatty. Let's have a little tidy up. Proper look. Deal with that later. Meanwhile, Matt asks about the MasterChef scandal. The news. Oh, you mean Monica? Monica Gulletti. Yes, Mark's friend, scandalous Greg. Thoughts on the scandal? Funny you say that about Greg, you know. So, many of you know that I've been in the blogging scene quite a long time. And there was an event quite a few years ago, MasterChef one. And I didn't go, but a lot of my blogging friends did. And they said, frankly, Greg wasn't very nice. So, the fact that it's come out that he's a bit odd is not that surprising to me. The mint ice cream maker does sorbet as well. I don't know that one. You have a bread one. Well, I've got a bread on most things. That's what you would like. Let's get a canal going. Let's do one more. There's a cocktail called Pink Polar Bear. Vodka, turmeric, grenadine and milk. Yeah, I think that would work actually. The only thing you have, there are recipes. I mean, I will say, whatever your thoughts on Ninja devices are, I will say their books are very good, as in the recipe books you get with them. So they give you loads of interesting ideas that aren't simply, that aren't basic, right? They're interesting. Right, let's get, oh, this is softening quite quickly. So I've been yapping. I have actually left this out the freezer for 10 minutes. I got it out earlier while we were doing something else. Do you know what? I'm going to serve a slice of that up. I'm not going to do it like the book. Change my mind. Get a nice dark coloured plate. It's a bit slippery. There is actually advice in the recipe book that says sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the mango to stop it slipping. That's probably what I should have done. Oh, love to be Gary's neighbours. Well, not for the noise that my machines make. You swam the English Channel. Crazy person. Was that for charity or were you just lost? Well done you. What a mean feat. Ooh, a caramelised bit there. Let's bring that over. I'm not crazy about this ice cream scoop I got, by the way. There we go, audio should be back. I've got a couple of different cameras working, audio microphones working there. I didn't think about that when I swapped cameras. Those of you on the last live stream know that my audio failed very quickly, and that was my jury rig to get it back, and I never fixed it properly. Okay. So what I was saying, well, I held that pastry up to the screen, is it's not quite enough. It's nearly cooked enough, but not quite. A little bit longer. I would actually be really happy to see that done in the traditional tart tatin form, which is Marco's inspiration for that. Layer the mangoes in your frying pan with sugar, and sure, make the glaze. That's a good idea. And then pastry on top, baked in the oven, so you ensure you get that proper rise on it. Turn it out, top with glaze. Of course, you can serve that with sorbet. Lemon sorbet would be really good as well. Actually, this glaze is super sweet. If you remember, that was just mangoes, a little bit of orange, water, sugar mashed down, butter, a little bit of Cointreau. So it was quite intense, and that just balances out the. I said the sorbet needs just a little hint of something, but combined like this, it's great. So by itself, it wouldn't be enough. I think you would need something else with the pineapple sorbet, but you can't argue with the texture. Guys, while you're there, I'm just going to fiddle with something and see if it breaks. Give me 1 sec. I'm probably going to disappear off the screen for a second. Okay. Where's that gone? That's weird. You'll catch 2, so if I add you back in, and I'll capture 1. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's just disable that one for a moment. Yeah, you should be getting slightly different sound. You want to see the YouTube play button? Okay. It's not a plush, you know, it's like Lego. It's not Lego, it's a Lego knockoff. Every so often YouTube runs giveaways for creators, and I managed to pick up one of these. I in fact built it live on stream for my 1,000 subscriber special, which was a little while ago, so you can go and find that stream. I think actually it might have moved to members only, so you're in a good place. Audio on it is awful because my mic broke and it created a whining noise, but yeah, that's what it is. You're very welcome, Heather. Very welcome, Heather. So there we go, Marco's, that's what it's called, not Mango Pierre White, Marco Pierre White's hot mango tart. Very refreshing, and as the sun comes out, as we head into warmer weather, I think it could be a winner with your guests, but I think you can make it actually very, very, very simply. Ready built puff pastry. The glaze is super easy. Mango Pierre White. Served with the sorbet of your choice. I think lemon would work great. If you don't do pineapple, pineapple's pretty hard to find as well. If you don't have a machine that will do it for you. I've got a ton of washing up, so yeah, that's a good one. That is a good recipe. I would highly recommend it. Oh, mint, very good. My mother was a mango after all. Indeed. That's tickled me, that one. That's good. Guys, I think I am going to call it a wrap there at 1 hour 23. We've done plenty of yapping today. It's been so good catching up with all of you. So good. Really good to see you all. Thanks for popping along, particularly when I thought there was hardly anybody out there. But what I'm going to do now, for those of you on Twitch, I'm going to find someone lovely to raid who's live now. A feature I wish they had on YouTube. That is essentially pick up my audience and drop them in another stream, which is what I'm going to do now. So anyway, Yes, have a good week ahead, everyone. I hope to go live again soon. I love going live. It's great to chat with you guys and get a bit of back and forth going. Everyone have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.